This is Trouble in My Way in the key of A flat. I'll do a quick preview of the song and then I'll get started teaching it. Feel free to skip past the preview if you want to just get straight to it. Once again, this is Trouble in My Way, A flat. 1, 2, 3. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometimes, I had to cry sometimes. So much trouble in my way. I had to cry sometimes, had to cry sometimes. I laid awake at night, laid awake at night. But that's alright, that's alright. 'Cause I know that Jesus, after a while, stepped in the furnace a long time ago. Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, they wasn't worried. This I know, Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. After a while. Right? Okay. Trouble in my way. We'll go over the scale and then we'll get started. A flat is the 1. B flat is the 2. C is the 3. D flat is the 4. E flat is the 5. F is the 6. G is the 7. And then you're back at the 1, A flat. So I'll try my best not to give like a whole bunch of options that you can do and just try to just give it straightforward at first and then maybe give you more options towards the end, okay? So one of the main themes of songs like this, congregational type of traditional gospel songs, one of the main themes about this is that that walking bass line, okay? It's that walking bass line that really kind of gives us this rhythm and that feel and things like that. And then, of course, the chorus too. But one thing that I'm really going to drill in on this is you learning the walking bass line, okay? And your left hand. If you have a bass player, you don't have to worry about this. But most of us don't have a bass player. And if you're playing this song by yourself, then you'll need to learn how to do that walking bass line, you know. Whatever the walking bass line that you choose, you'll have to learn how to do that in your left hand while you're playing different syncopations and different things in your right hand. Okay? So, in order to do that, I'm going to break this down and give you a way to be able to practice it and a way to be able to learn it if you don't have it. If you already know this, then maybe fast forward through the video a little bit, okay? Totally fine. Just bear with me while I teach this. Okay, so this walking bass line is all said to be over the 1, okay? So in the very beginning of the song, you can look at it like you're just staying on the 1. Yes, the bass player is moving around, but all in all, you can look at it like you're just staying on the 1. You literally can stay on the 1 if you choose to and just bounce on the 1 with your left hand, okay? Listen. Trouble and listen, but actually watch my left hand because the left hand is where the bass is, right? Watch this hand. I'm not going to move it. I'm just going to stay on the 1, but I'm going to sing the song. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometimes, I had to cry sometimes. All of that can literally be played right over the 1. So you don't have to. And you don't have to move with the left hand if you don't want to. But musicians like variants. People don't like to just, There are times where you're just going to bounce in the one, but for the most part, people like to move around. And right, a walking bass line. Now you can look at it like all of that stuff is just basically over the one, but you're moving and you're always returning to the one. So you're the one and you're kind of walking away from it, but then you're coming back to the one. Don't let me confuse you, okay? You're on the one. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. You're on the one. One variance that you can do is you can walk to the 5, okay? Walk to the 5. Remember, the fifth tone of A flat is E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is E flat. E flat is the 5. So a lot of the times you can transition going from 1 to the 5. 1 to the 5. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometimes. I had to cry sometimes. Okay? Once you get to times, that's when you're getting ready to do something else. Notice, trouble in my 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. This is very, very common for gospel music to go from the 1 to the 5. 1 to the 5, okay? Very common. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. I woke up and we'll go over that type of stuff because that type of thing is in this song too, but we'll go over that. But that is basically the 1 to the 5. Congregational songs many times just go from the 1 to the 5. But another thing that they do, and I know I said I wasn't going to try to give you a whole bunch of options, but for this bass line, I kind of need to. Instead of just going straight to the 5, trouble in my way, trouble in my way. So I'm still going from the 1 to the 5, but I'm adding a note in there before I get to the 5, which is the 6. So right before you get to the 5, because you got this space right here, space, 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 space. Since you got all that wiggle room, you can go to the 6 to fill up that space. So instead of 1 space, 5 space, 1 space, 5, and more space, you can go 1, 6, 5, 6, 1, 6, 5, 6, 1. Okay? So remember, the 1 is A flat, the 6 is F. So that's the note that you can add in there. And then 5, then 6, that's the added note, and then 1. 1, 6, 5, 6, 1. Okay? A flat, F, E flat, F, A flat. Learn this movement and learn how to do that. Like, you should just keep on practicing this. If you don't have it, learn how to do that, all right? Now, I'm going to show you what to do with the right hand, but first I want to show you one more thing that you can do with your left. Same notes, not adding any notes. The only thing is I'm going to double up sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to hit the A flat twice. Sometimes I'm going to hit the F twice, which is the 6. Sometimes I'm going to hit the E flat twice, just for rhythm. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's up to you. And if you want to do that or not, you can go. And I'll show you that little thing that I'm doing too, but notice how sometimes I'm hitting it twice. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, right? You can change up the rhythms and change up the rhythms with how you do that, but you're basically just going from the 1, 6, 5, 6, 1, but you can double up the notes if you choose to. Now, that next thing that I'm doing is basically going from the 5 to the 1. Notice how when I go down, I'm down, now I'm about to go up. So 1, 6, 5, now I'm down, about to go back up to the 1. So I go to the 6, and normally I would go right to the 1, right? 1, 6, 5, 6, 1. But right before I get back to the 1, I can actually go back down to the 5 as like a little ghost note or phantom note. It's really quick, so right here. Ba-dum, da-dum, da-dum, 5, 1, right there. 5, 1. 5, 1. 5, 1. Okay? So that's another thing that you can do in your left hand. It's important to get this movement down before you start practicing your right hand, or else you're going to be all over the place. Okay? So, first thing I want to show you that you can do in your right hand is octave pops. Okay? Octave pops. So you can go to the 1. In this particular key, we're in the key of A flat. So we can go to the 1 and do octave pops. So I'm hitting octaves with my right hand. I got A flat on the bottom right here. I got A flat on the top. And so when I say pop, I literally mean just pop it. Just press it real quick. Just boom. Okay? So you can do that. Sorry, I got a mosquito bite. You can do that as you're doing that movement. You got that 1, 6, 5, 6 movement in your left hand going. Once you get a good feel of that, you're doing octave pops. No particular rhythm. No particular rhythm. It's just how you feel it. Okay? And I'll show you the other thing I did. Okay? But one way to practice this, if you don't have it, you're like, man, that's kind of difficult. Don't get discouraged. Try this. Sorry. Push the A flat in your left hand. Pop the octaves. Hit the F in your left hand. Pop the octaves. Hit the E flat in your left hand. Hit the F. Hit the, hit the, the little octave pops. Try that. So, left hand, right hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, left hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, left hand. So, in a nutshell, all I'm telling you to do, one thing that you can do to practice this, after you hit the A flat in your left hand, hit the A flat in your right hand as an octave pop. Then do the same thing after you hit the F. Hit the little octave pop. But then when you get to the E flat, don't do it. And then you get to this F, don't do it. So. Like that. So I'm only hitting it after I hit the A flat and the F. And then E flat is alone, F is alone. A flat with the octave pop. F with the octave pop. E flat's alone, F is alone. I know it sounds silly, but that's one way. If you don't have that rhythm down, that's one way that you can practice it. Slow it down. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. you don't have that, slow it down, practice it, okay? I'm gonna move on. But if you don't have it, just rewind it or just keep on practicing that part until you really, truly get a feel for it, because the song is all about rhythm, basically. Now, another thing that you can do in your right hand chord-wise, I'm making it sound more like dominant type of, you know, bluesy type of feel. So this is a chord that I do in my right hand while I'm doing this movement in my right. When I'm on this A flat, I may hit this, which is G flat, B, and E flat. So left hand, A flat. Right hand, G flat, B, E flat. A B major. It's a B major chord that I'm playing in my right hand, but this inversion is second inversion, so G flat, B, E flat. That's what I have over the one. So during this movement, while I'm like, right, while you're doing that, when you hit the one, you can hit this B major in second inversion, G flat, B, E flat. Now when you go to the F, you can go to a D flat major chord. A D flat major, as in dog. D flat major. A flat, D flat, and then F. A flat, D flat, F in the right hand. And that's over the F in your left hand. A flat, D flat, F over the F. So you got first chord that I showed you is that B major over the A flat. Second chord I'm showing you is D flat major over the F. Now, when you get to the E flat, you can go right back to that B major in second inversion, but you're playing that over the E flat. Okay? E flat on the left, G flat, B, E flat on the right. And then you go right back to that F. F in the left, A flat, D flat, F in the right. Those are chords that you can play. And it doesn't have to be each time, but those are chords that you can play over the notes. And what I mean, sometimes you may want to play the A flat without a chord. And then when you get to the F, you play the chord. And then when you get to the E flat, you play the chord. But then when you get back to that F, you didn't play a chord. And then when you get back to the A flat, you did play a chord. So all I'm saying right there is that you don't necessarily have to go notice how I'm playing a chord on every single note that I hit. A flat, D flat, E flat, F, I don't know what I just said, but A flat, F, E flat, F. You don't have to play every single time. You can right, and kind of play with it. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. Remember those octave pops? Where you just... Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cross sometime, had to cross. Remember what I said. The chords aren't hard. Right? The chords aren't hard, but it's the rhythm that you really got to get down. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometime, I had to cry sometime. And really all I'm doing is cycling between this D flat major, E major, D flat major, B major. Okay, I did tell you I was going to show you this too. The octave pops, when you're doing that A flat, you can add the E flat in there too. And it gives it a little bit more power because it's a power chord. So when you're doing the octave pops, just to throw this in there because I forgot to tell you, when you're doing those octave pops, when you're just hitting the A flat, you can also add this 5 in there with it, which is E flat. So then you got 1, 5, 1. Okay, 1, 5, 1. And you can like do the octave pops with that in there, this E flat in there as well. So here's what it sounds like. And I'll teach you all that stuff later, okay? But you got octave pops, A flat, you can do that. But remember that? So really, I've taught you all these concepts already. It's just a matter of mixing and matching them and kind of just feeling it however you want to play it. So trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometimes, I had to cry sometimes. Okay, now once you get to that part, obviously you know you hear that transition, right? That chord progression right there. What that is you're walking after you did that 1, 6, 5, 1 movement. Once you get to that part, I have to cry sometimes. You're actually walking from the 1, which is A flat, to the 2, which is B flat, to the sharp 2, which is B, to the 3, which is C, and then you end up on the 4, which is D flat. So once you get there, you got 1, 2, sharp 2, 3, 4, which would be A flat as the 1, B flat as the 2, B as the sharp 2, C as the 3, and then you get to the 4. That's a transition. This whole movement right here, those are transitions. And then once you get to the 4, you're going to be doing a movement over the 4, just like you were doing a movement over the 1. So I'm going to say that again. This little, the 1, 2, sharp 2 to the 3, those are all transitional chords. So when you get to this 1, you're going to be doing a movement just like you was doing over the 1. You're going to be doing a movement just like when you were doing a movement over the 1. Here's the transition. 1, 2, sharp 2, 3, 4. Once you get to the 4, that starts your other movement over the 4, which I'm going to show you. Okay? So the chords that you can play to transition to the 4, because we're about to walk to the 4. You can play an A flat minor if you want. A flat minor chord, which is A flat in the left hand over the 1. A flat, B, E flat, and I got octaves, A flat if you want. The unique notes is this: A flat, B, and E flat. You can do that, or you can take this A flat right here. Instead of doing like a minor, you can stick with the same type of chord we've been playing over the A flat, which is G flat, B, and E flat. Remember, this is a B major, we're playing it in second inversion. So this B major, taking this F sharp and playing it down here. So before I was doing it up here, I just take this note and play it down here. Okay? So you can play that one over the 1, 2 if you want. So you can either play A flat, B, and E flat to start the transition. You can also do this chord over it. You can even go A flat dominant 9 if you want. But anyways, okay. So just so you have that, since I've said it, G flat, B flat, C, E flat. G flat, B flat, C, E flat. Those are all options. You don't play every single one of those chords, okay? They're just options. Interchangeable options. So don't do don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. I was just giving you options of what you can do over the 1 when you're getting ready to transition to the 4. Okay? So I'm gonna just choose this one, which is G flat, B, and E flat. That's over the 1. Now when you get to the, excuse me, I'm a third shifter, so I've been up all night. When you get to the 2, you can play this. You got the 2 in your left hand, which is B flat. Right hand, B flat, D flat, G flat. 2 in the left hand, which is B flat. Right hand, 2, which is B flat. 4, which is D flat. Flat 7, which is G flat. So when you get to the sharp 2, you can play B in your left hand, which is the sharp 2. And you can play B. Technically, I think it would be D sharp, but I'm gonna say E flat. And then G flat. B, E flat, and G flat. You can also do, if you wanted to have that more churchy type of sound, you can go, you can play these dominant 9 chords where you're doing the transition as well. If you want to play dominant, if you want to play dominant chords, you can do that, the transition as well. But anyways, when you get to the 3, if you're sticking to this, you know, oh, sorry. If you're sticking to that type of mode, after you do this one with the B flat in your left hand, with the B flat, D flat, G flat, and then you go to that B major, which is B in your left hand, B, E flat, and G flat, you can stick to that type of mode and go to the C in your left hand, which is now we're on the 3. So C in our left hand, which is the 3. You got C, E flat, A flat in the right. Once again, C in the left hand, C, E flat, A flat in the right. So before we go to the 4, I want to go back, just in case I confused anyone with my rambling. We started off this transition, going to the 4 with this chord. A flat on the left with the G flat, B, E flat on the right. G flat, B, E flat. Then we went to the 2. So we had the 2 in our left hand, which is B flat. And we had B flat, D flat, and G flat in the right. And then we went to the sharp 2. And we just played a basic old B major chord. B in the left hand, B, E flat, G flat. Then we went to the 3, which is C in our left hand, And then we had C, E flat, and A flat in the right. From there, now we're on the 4. The 4th tone of A flat is D flat. In the left hand is D flat. Right hand, B, E flat, F, A flat. B, E flat, F, A flat. 4 in the left hand. Sharp 2, 5, 6, 1 in the right. Sharp 2, 5, 6, 1. Now, this chord that I'm playing right here, this is called a D flat dominant 9. Okay? A D flat dominant 9. So this chord that I'm playing right here can be played over any of those transitional chords. This exact type of chord that I'm playing can be played over any of those transitional chords. Okay? Everything I just played right there was a dominant 9 chord. Okay? So, Henry, what are you talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. Remember how I just told you that you can transition from the 1 to the 4 with these chords? That's how we just transitioned to the 4. What I'm telling you now is that you can also use this chord, this type of chord, the chord that we played over the 4, you can play that type of chord over all those notes as well. So if you wanted to play a dominant 9 chord over A flat, you would play an A flat dominant 9 like this. A flat on the left. Right hand would be G flat, B flat, C, E flat. And then if you wanted to play a B flat dominant 9, because remember we're going from the A flat, B flat, B, C to the D flat. So when you get to the B flat, you can play B flat on your left, A flat, C, D, F. That's B flat's dominant 9. So that's B flat on the left, A flat, C, D, F in the right. Now remember, from here we're going to the sharp 2. So instead of playing a B major chord like I showed you at first, you can play B in the left hand, A, D flat, E flat, G flat. This is a B dominant 9. Now we go to the 3. Guess what? We're playing a dominant 9 chord. So C dominant 9, you got C in the left hand, B flat, D, E, G. Once again, that's C in the left hand, B flat, D, E, G, a C dominant 9. From there, where are we going? To the 4. So now we have that D flat dominant 9, which is the D flat, B, E flat, F, A flat that I showed you earlier. That's another way that you can transition to the 4, okay? So I'm gonna start from the very top and I'll work my way to that so you can know where we are and know what we just did. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometime, I had to cry some. Here we go. So much trouble. That's what we just did. Trouble in my way. I had to moan sometimes. Here we go. second way I just showed you how to transition. The first way is this. Kind of messed it up, but you got it. That's the first way I showed you. Or okay, just ways to transition to the 4. Now once you get to the 4, you're going to play the exact same type of movement that you played over the 1. I don't know why I played it like that, but you're going to play that exact same type of feel, but you're going to do it over a D flat. And you're going to be technically using D flat's major scale, but I'm not even going to, like, you know, confuse you. I'm going to just say play this. Just play this. D flat, B flat, A flat, B flat, D flat. So basically, if you look numbers wise and you keep it in the key of A flat instead of looking at it like in a D flat, then you got 4, 2, 1, 2, 4. That's the movement that you can do while you're over the 4. 4, 2, 1, 2, 4. All the concepts that I taught you when you were doing this movement over the 1 can work on the 4 too. Right? And then since we're over the 4, we can also do octave pops on the 4 as well. So you got D flat, A flat, and D flat, or just D flat. Sorry. So when you're on the 4, you can do those octave pops, and the movement that you're doing on in the left hand is what I just showed you. So this little transition thing that I'm doing with my right hand that you can do while you're doing this movement over the 4, you got that dominant 9 chord that I already showed you, which is B, E flat, F, A flat, to a regular D flat major chord is what I'm doing. D flat, F, A flat. So, all I'm doing with my right hand is I'm transitioning from this dominant 9 D flat to a D flat major. And sometimes I'm not even including the F in there when I'm doing the D flat dominant 9, which is that B flat, E flat, F, A flat. Sometimes I'm actually kind of playing it as if it's a A flat minor in first inversion. So you got B, E flat, F. If you don't understand what I just said, don't worry about it. Basically, all I'm saying is sometimes I omit the F. So you got B, E flat, A flat. And then you can transition to that D flat, F, A flat. I'm special. All I'm doing is transitioning back and forth from the chords that I showed you. But while you're doing that, that's when you're doing that movement over the 4. So 4, 2, 1, 2, 4. So let me go from the top of the song, and I'll show you where we ended up. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. Sorry. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometime, I had to cry sometime. Here's the transition. So much trouble. Okay. I done changed the bass note. I'll show you that one too, but let me do that again because I'll change the bass note. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometime, I had to cry sometime. So much trouble, I had to cry sometime. Okay? So how do you practice that? Dominant 9 chord over the D flat. When you get to the B flat in your left hand, that's when you got the D flat, F, A flat. When you get to the A flat in your left, that's when you go back to that, either the dominant 9, like, the dominant 9 chord that you played over the D flat, or just the A flat. So you just omit the F, and that's over this A flat in your left hand. So there's no rhyme or reason, okay? There's no right or wrong way to do that. It's just, you just play with the rhythm and just kind of syncopate it, okay? So, I had to cry sometime, so much trouble. So another bass note bass line that you can do, instead of the D flat, B flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, you can go D flat, F, A flat, B flat, like that. What I'm doing right there at the end of that is kind of like what I was telling you before about how you can double up notes sometimes on your bass note for a little bit more rhythm. You can do that here too. So I got D flat, F, and I'm gonna hit the A flat twice. And then go to the B flat, and then back to the A flat if you want. Bump, ba-da-da. Bump, ba-da-da. So. While you're doing all those movements with the right hand. Right? So that's the type of movement, that's how it would sound. I don't know why I keep on going off of the note. I had to cry sometimes, trouble in my way. Okay? not going to keep going over that. If you need to practice that, you need to slow it down, you need to, just keep on practicing it. So now I want to teach you that. Right? Traveling my way, traveling my way. I had to cry sometime, had to cry sometime. So much trouble in my way. I had to cry sometime, I had to cry sometime. That right there. That part. So, how do you play that part? The start of it, just so you know, it's a 4, flat 3, 2, 5, 1. That's what the progression is that you're hearing. 4, flat 2, or flat 3, 2, 5, 1. I don't know why I did that. So, what you can do is you can play, when you're on the 4, that D flat dominant 9 chord, which is B, E flat, F, A flat. That's over the 4, which is D flat. B, E flat, F, A flat. So another thing you can do is grace note off of the E flat and just play a tritone, which is B and F. Grace note off of the E flat and just push the B and the F. Or you can play the whole thing if you want. But anyways, that's the 4. Now you're going down to the B, which is the flat 3. Guess what? You got a dominant 9 chord. The same one that we did you can use that. You can use those same chords to go down this, is what I'm doing. I'm doing the dominant 9 chords. So when you get to the B, you got B in your left hand, A, D flat, E flat, G flat. So when you're on the 4, D flat dominant 9. When you're on the B, which is the flat 3, B dominant 9. You can also sound big. Okay, now when you get to this B flat, because remember we're going I guess I should show you that too. When I did the tritone thing over the D flat and we grace note off of the E flat, you can also do that same type of thing over the B as well. Instead of doing this whole B flat dominant 9, you can just do the shell of it, which is B in the left hand with the A and E flat. Or, but then you got from the D flat, B, you're gonna go to the 2. Because we're getting ready to do a 2-5-1 progression. Okay? 2-5-1 progression. So you got B flat in the left hand. That's B flat in the left hand over the 2. And then A flat, D flat, D, and G flat in the right hand. A flat, D flat, D, and G flat. Don't worry, I'll show you an easier way to play this. Easier way to play that if that chord is a little bit too difficult. 4, flat 3, 2. Like I said, don't worry, I'll go back to this part and I'll show you an easier way to play it, but now we're on the 5. The 5 is E flat, and then you got G, B, D flat, G flat. That's G, B, D flat, G flat. So show you that tritone thing over the 2, so let me show you that. That's 2 in your left hand, which is B flat, A flat, and D. It's tritone. So the little tritone thing, if you wanted to do over the 5, would be E flat, G, and D flat. And you were grace note off of the B. So, if I didn't tell you, the grace note is D flat off of that one. And then grace note is D flat off of the 2. B is the grace note off of the 5, if you want it. You don't have to do that, okay? So you can literally just do the dominant chords or by the way, let me tell you that after you go to the 5, you go to the 1 and you're back at not the top of the song, but actually you're getting ready to go to another part. So let me not confuse it. Let me go from the top, work my way to that so you know exactly where we are, because I get to rambling sometimes, so I apologize. So, top of the song, Trouble in My Way. 1, 2, 3. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometimes, I had to cry sometimes. So much trouble in my way. I had to cry, here we go. I had to cry sometimes, I laid awake. Okay, so after that, 4, flat 3, 3. What? 4, flat 3, 2, 5, 1. Let me show you the 1 chord. Over the 1. Excuse me. I got a dominant 9 chord. Surprise. Over the 1. A flat in the left, G flat, B flat, C, E flat in the right. Dominant 9. Same chord as this. Same chord that I've been playing the whole time, pretty much, other than that one. And other than that one. This one, you wouldn't want to do that. Anyways, I don't want to get too far off on the tangent. It's the same chord as this, but it's just over the 1. So it's A flat on the left, G flat, B flat, C, E flat. Sorry, I'm getting a little loopy. Like I said, I work 3rd shift, and yeah, I am getting tired. So you got 4, 3, 2, 5, 1 with that dominant chord. 4, 3, 4, flat 3, 2, 5, 1. And then once you get back here, you're gonna go back to the 5. When you get to the 5, you got that E flat in your left hand with the G, B, D flat, and G flat. That's G, B, D flat, and G flat. G, B, D flat, and G flat over the E flat. Start from the top again. You start with the movement with the over the one. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometime. I had to cry sometime. Trouble in my way. I had to cry sometime. I had to cry sometime. I laid awake. Okay, that's where we are. I laid awake at night. Now, I've already taught you this part. I laid awake at night. This is just that movement that you do over the one. Right? I laid awake at night. I laid awake at night. But that's alright. I've already taught you this part. We're getting ready to transition to the four. That's alright. Right? That's alright. 'Cause I know that Jesus will fix it. Classic gospel move right here. So to explain it, before, in the very beginning, I taught you that a lot of gospel movements and bass lines go from the 1 to the 5. 1 to the 5. Do you remember me saying that? Hopefully you do. If you don't, rewind it. Now, instead of going from the 1 to the 5, 1 to the 5, we're going to go 1 to the 4. 1 to the 4. But it's a little bit longer gap. You got 1, 4, 1, 4. Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus, he will fix it. That's the shell of it. That's the, the foundation. You're going from the 1 to the 4. Jesus, he will fix it. After a while. 2, 5, 1. But, so, instead of all that space, 4 space. All this, look at all this air. That's a long time going from the 1, 4, nothing. 1, nothing. 4, nothing. Right? You don't want that. Fill up that space, right? 4, right? 1, 4, 1. Oh, sorry. 4, 1, 4. So Jesus, he will fix it. You got 1, 2, flat 3, 3, 4. First part of the bass line is 1, 2, flat 3, 3, 4. Letters, you got A flat, B flat, B, C, and D flat. Jesus, he will fix it. The next part of the bass line, after you do that, A flat, B flat, B, C, D flat, as you go to the F. F, then to the G flat, then to the G, then to the A flat. A classic bass line for gospel music. When you're walking from the 1 to the 4. You hear it a lot in right? Shop music. All that is going from the 1 to the 4. In this case, it's slower, but it still fits that song. Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus, he will. Sorry, I messed up, but that's what it is. Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus. Jesus, He will fix it. Remember, all that is I'm walking from the 1 to the 4. This way I walked up to the 4. And then when I just did that, I walked down to the 4 by pushing A flat, G flat, E flat, D, and then you're on the 4. Then you can go back to the F, because now we're walking back up to the 1, G flat, G, A flat. Now we're back at the 1, we got to get back to the 4. So I can either go down to the 4 or I can go up to the 4. To go too far in explaining that because we're already over an hour with this tutorial. So Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. So So, after you do that, Jesus, He will fix it, because it doesn't repeat first. That's later in the song. After you do the, so, let me just start from the top and work my way to that so you can see what I'm talking about. So you got, trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I had to cry sometimes, I had to cry sometimes. So much trouble in my way, I had to cry sometimes. I laid awake at night, I laid awake at night, but that's alright, that's alright. I know that Jesus. Oh, I didn't tell you the chords. So, Jesus, He will fix it. One thing that you can do while you're doing that transition from the 4, when you're doing that walk that I just showed you, while you're doing that, you can actually transition back and forth between the 2 chords of A flat minor, which is A flat, B, and E flat, and D flat major. F, A flat, D flat. All right? You can do that. It really just depends on the mode that they're singing it in, but that's one thing that you can do. Let me go slow so you can see the timing. Because I'm running out of time to be able to really explain more, but the way that I'm playing it is just corresponding to the chord, the words that they're singing. But you don't have to play what the choir will be playing. You don't got to. You can literally do what I showed you in the very beginning of the song with the movement that you're doing over here. Right? When you're transitioning back and forth between the B major and the D flat major, you can do that over this too. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. Like, I don't really like that, but Jesus, He will fix it. said, going from the A flat minor to a D flat major. A flat minor to a D flat major while you're doing that. Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus, he will fix it. And I'll maybe make another video with that. Stuff like that. Like, maybe I'll make another video with that. But, so let's see. So, Jesus will fix it. Jesus will fix it. I'm gonna teach you an easy way to do it. Instead of doing that, here, I'll just, because I'm, man, really running out of time. You got, for that after while, when they say after while, right before they say after while, they do like a little transition down, like a little tritone transition thing, or a dominant 9 transition down. They do something like that, but here I'll play it so you can see the notes. D flat, B, F, here on the keyboard, C in the left hand, B flat and E, B in the left hand, A and E flat, and then B flat, A flat, and D. So where that comes in is in the, after you do the Jesus, he will fix it. So you got Jesus, he will fix it. Alright? So you're doing the transition, walk down from the D flat, C, B flat to the B flat. Oh my gosh, I think I said B flat twice. D flat, C, B, B flat. I am so sorry, guys. I'm getting really loopy. 4, 3, flat 3, 2. 4, 3, flat 3, 2 with the tritones. It's really good to learn how to transition up and down with tritones. Okay, but that's what that is. Another easy way that you can play it. Let's see. Jesus, he will fix it. This is an easy way to kind of like get away with playing the song without having to do that. You can go when you're on the 4, because remember you're walking down 4, 3, flat 3 to the 2. When you're on the 4, you can play a D flat major, D flat, F, A flat. When you're on the C, you can go so when you're on the C, you can just play an A flat major. So C in the left hand, C, E flat, A flat. When you're on the B, you can play a A flat minor in first inversion. B, E flat, A flat. I'm just cheating right now and giving you an easier way to play this. Now from here, you're on the 2. You can play this diminished over the D in your right hand. So you got D, F, A flat, and B. Once again, that's D, F, A flat, and B over the B flat. And then you're gonna go to that 5 chord. 5, which is E flat, G, B, D flat, to the 1 with the dominant 9. A flat on the left, G flat, B flat, C, E flat. And let me start it over. Play with the beat. I'll slow it down a little bit. Trouble in my... Now notice, when you start this song, you can literally play that 5 chord that I just taught you. E flat on the left, G, B, B flat, and G flat. 1, 2, 3. Trouble in my way, trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes. So much trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes. Sorry about that. I laid awake at night, but that's alright, that's alright. I know that Jesus, He will fix it. After a while, step in the furnace. Everything's the same that I taught you. Time ago, Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego. I showed you all this. Wasn't worried. This I know. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. You can just do, instead of, you can just hold it if you want. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. Jesus, He will fix it. After a while. Okay? Okay, so I know that was not a great tutorial, but hopefully that helps you out with being able to play this song. If I need to clarify any spots that didn't make sense, because, you know, like I said, I was rambling a little bit. I'm really tired after work, from working on the 3rd shift, so if I need to clarify any parts of this song, just please let me know. Let me know if this helped you guys, and yeah, just get with me, and I'll help you out as best I can. Hopefully you guys can understand this and be able to play this song